Hello, welcome to Turf Morehouse TV. We are bringing you another World Cup watch along. It's going to be the last one for the Burnley players in the tournament. I say the last one, I mean on bated breath in terms of that this is the last Burnley player we have to cover in the tournament. We've managed to do the 3 a.m. with Yalmar Ekdal and Hannibal. We've had Axel Tuanzebe with the Democratic Republic of Congo. We've even had Zeke. We've had. We're going to have obviously Sharande Sambo now in this one. Like I say, it's probably not the game that everyone's going to be interested in. Most people are going to be watching Germany against Ecuador, but the Curacao still have a chance to qualify. If they can get anything from this game and Germany beat Ecuador, then there's a good chance that Curacao qualify in third place. We shall see. We shall see what happens. But we'll take you through the game. As I say, get your comments in. Let us know how you think it's going to go. The players are making their way out to the pitch. So let's have a look at the team lineups for both sides. Starting with Curacao, they've opted for a 5-4-1 formation. Eloy Room starts in goal. Joshua Brennett, Julien Gare, Armando Obispo, Sherelle Florinus and Deveron Fonville play at the back. In that back five, in midfield four, we have Tahith Chong, who people remember from Manchester United and Luton Town, currently at Birmingham. Livano Comenencia, Leandro Bacuna and Juninho Bacuna are the midfield four, with Jurgen Locadia up top, who, if I remember rightly, played for Huddersfield in the Premier League. Interestingly enough. Going to the away side then, it's a bog standard 4-4-2 for the Ivory Coast. Yahi Fofana starts in goal. Gelu Dui, Ousmane Diamande, Odilon Kosunu and Christopher Operi play at the back. Along the midfield is at Manchester United's Amad Diallo, Frank Kesse, Ibrahim Sangare and Yan Diamande. Up top, you have Nicolas Pepe and Ange-Joan Bonnet. I mean, they're not bad. Obviously, in typical fashion, when Daniel wants to cover the game of a Burnley player, he starts on the bench. You just can't write it. You really can't write it. But that is the starting 11s for both sides. As I say, get your predictions in. Let us know how you think it's going to go in the chat, and we'll chat along as you do. But I'm expecting a lot more people to be watching probably Ecuador against Germany, so I'm not expecting many of you guys to be in. I say this is a massive game for Sharande Sambo and Curacao, as the national anthems are belted out for both sides. So we've got the national anthem of the Ivory Coast. I say there's some players you'll know for both sides. Looking back at that team sheet, I see you've had Jurgen Locadia up top for Curacao. He used to play for Huddersfield. I think Leandro Bacuna has played in the Premier League as well. I'm sure he played at Huddersfield as well. I know there was a Bakuna that played in the Premier League. I'm not entirely sure who and where. But yeah, Leandro Bakuna. Let's have a look. He's 34. I'm sure he did play in the Premier League. He played for Cardiff, Watford, Reading, Aston Villa. So he has been around a few English clubs. Tahith Chong, obviously to be expected, has been in around it. Nicolas Pepe, you'll know from his Arsenal days in that Ivory Coast team. Amad Diallo at Manchester United. So some interesting players that people will know. But Big John's in. He says, who are we cheering for tonight, Dan? I'm going for Curacao. I know Ivory Coast have probably got this in the bag, but I think we've got a Burnley player, obviously, in that squad. He's unfortunately, in typical fashion as we do a live, mate, he's on the bench. So I'd like to think that Curacao have a chance of a third place qualifier. Like I say, if Germany beat Ecuador, then it doesn't really... Well, yeah, I think if Germany beat Ecuador quite comfortably, it doesn't really matter what Curacao do here, because they can still qualify in a third place playoff. But we'll see. We shall see. Big man Rich is in. I mean, what a draw. Like, the fixtures today were just something else. I mean, West Ham at home. We were saying it, weren't we, on the other stream the other night, that let's see when the fixtures come out. But, yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to you guys coming up here again. And I'm going to make sure that I get down to West Ham for the game as well. And then I can at least tick off the Toilet Bowl Stadium. Olympic Stadium. But yeah, we can cross that off. Big Alan's in the chat. He says, hi Dan, hope all is well. Is it coming home? It will be very early if we put in another performance like we did against Ghana. We need to up the tempo, don't we? Up the tempo against Panama on Saturday. But let's see what happens. And it's a yes from me for Bellamy. I like the guy who knows his stuff. Yeah, well, it's a yes from you from Bellamy, but it's a no from Bellamy and his staff. Like, we're gonna do a video on it. I'll probably maybe potentially do a video on it tomorrow at some point. But yeah, I don't get all this. Like I say, you've waited long enough to try and employ a manager. We all thought that it was going to be pretty much nailed on, job done, secure, and yeah, it's now apparently fallen through due to backroom staff issues. But we'll see. Like I say, if it's out of the two names that I mentioned, Steve Cooper and Rob Edwards, I don't know. I kind of would edge towards Edwards personally, but I think I've got to a point now where it's, like I say, over 2 months. Let's see. Whoever comes in, it doesn't matter now. I was excited at first for what's ahead, but it's just got to a point of we're just sitting and waiting, and we've got bored. Does that answer that? Rich says we're working on coming up on the Saturday. Oh, that'd be all right. That wouldn't be too bad. Be a good do with that. We'll definitely have to sort some up. See what time. Obviously, it depends what time you come up on a Saturday. If you come up in the evening, it's like late by the time you get here. But obviously, depending what time you get up, we'll definitely sort something out. Like Alan says there, Battle of the Clarets, first game up. Sure is. It's going to be a good one. And John says, just got here, Dan. Who are we cheering for? John, you asked me that question at the start. Who we're cheering for tonight? We're cheering for Curacao. We want Curacao to do it. Actually, it's going to be a tough ask against Ivory Coast. I know a lot of people will be covering Germany, Ecuador, as I've said. But this is the last Burnley player to cover in Shirande Sambo, so I thought it might be worth covering And after that, I can just go and enjoy the World Cup without having to try and find when there's a Burnley player playing. But which is hopefully mid-afternoon for another guided tour of Burnley. Hey, mate, if needs be, there's not much around the area unless you get in your car and have a drive about. But even then, we've just made use of... We've gone all full Neil Buchanan from Heart Attack and tried to like make scaffolding poles sound like a whistle and all this all sorts of mad stuff. If you look in the right areas, but it's not a bad place. It's a shithole, but it's our shithole. You know how it is. But yeah, you're out there, John. Always look on the bright side of life. And you never know. You never know. We are underway. 40 seconds in. I think this game's being held in Philadelphia, I believe, at Philadelphia Stadium. Hey, what have you guys made of the World Cup in the chat? What have you made of it? Hey, Rich says Germany are 1-0 up already, so that's good for Curacao. That is good for Curacao. Header up. Curacao coming forward now as well. I think it's Tahith Chong. He's going to take a shot from range. Keeper parries. Ivory Coast are going to be able to try and get this clear with Doué. John, do we know any Curacao players? That Curacao player, right there in blue, plays for Burnley, mate. He spent last season on loan at, I think it was Sparta Rotterdam. And yeah, he's obviously come back this summer, revitalised. There's a VAR check in that Germany game. Interesting. Got to say, the VAR's been a lot better, hasn't it? In the World Cup. It's actually been quite... apart from the odd few who's... where the decisions have took about 5 or 6 minutes, but there's only a handful, not many. Most have been ironed out pretty quickly, and I'd say the referees have got quite a lot right. John, the man in blue, right there. He's a right back. Like I say, we sent him out on loan last season. I'm guessing the goal was given. It has come up at the bottom of this saying that it's 1-0 to Germany. It is showing us the German goal. So I'm guessing the goal was given. It's Leroy Sané who's put Germany 1-0 up. That's it. That's if it's still given. Ivory Coast are in. Great defending. Curacao now come forward. Tahith Chong were asking for it. Couldn't quite get to the second ball. If you hear a load of noise, by the way, I have to have the window open. Either way, like, I'm a ginger. Even I need some flaming air. It's red hot. Curacao still have it. It's a bit of a wayward pass to look towards the wing. the Ivory Coast. Playing it along the back line. You'd think I live near a dirt bike track or something. I don't. It's just arseholes on motorbikes. Sun's out, so they're all showing off. Unfortunately, Johnny's on the bench. Like I say, most of the Burnley players that I've been and watched have been on the bench. Unfortunately. Free kick taken quickly by Ivory Coast. Trying to get down the far side. Oh, and it's intercepted. Ball comes across. It's 1-0. I think it's Nicolas Pepe with the finish. And the former Arsenal man gets himself on the score sheet. It was shocking defending, really. Like, in that area, it's that sort of area of the pitch, you've got to be getting rid of it. They sort of win it. It's a wayward pass. It was such a heavy touch. And all he has to do is steal a marching at the back stick, pulls it back for Nicolas Pepe, who makes it look ridiculously easy. And it is 1-0 to the Ivory Coast. So I think Curacao know they've got to try and up the game. I mean, Ivory Coast are quite open. Like I say, Curacao on the front foot straight away. Chong's got 2 for company. Needed a bit of support. Just didn't quite get it in that area. Now the Ivory Coast can come away with it. Oh, Côte d'Ivoire. It's been a stoppage in play. I'm not sure what's happened here. Is it a foul against Bakuna? To be fair, he does push his man. 2 hands in the back. Yeah, I'm doing. He's been on bench. Lyle Foster's been on bench. Wow. I'm just seeing Ecuador have equalised against Germany. And what a strike from the edge of the box, by the way. That is a real finish. So Ecuador 1, Germany 1, Curacao 0, Ivory Coast 1. Scotland basically don't have a say now. It's all on the rest of the group. Amad Diallo took a shot. Wild stab did go wide. A big pump forward by the keeper Eloy Room of Curacao. Now Curacao come forward. Can they get the better of the defence? Goes wide. Still has it. He's not got any support with him on that wing. Curacao managed to win it back. Tahith Chong's there. Plays one along. Comes across the box. Chance for Curacao. Oh, you can never get too much football. You can never have too much football, John. The World Cup is one of the most prestigious tournaments in world football. And I've got to say as well, it's thrown up some right results. Easy. To be fair, I think I've probably missed about 8 of them so far. I think I've watched the rest. Sometimes not through choice. Just 1, I can't sleep. 2, it's football to watch. Curacao try to get forward. Does well. Does Janino Bakuna. Can't get it. Gets it through the legs. Can't get to the second ball. Now Ivory Coast have it at the back. Trying to look for Nicolas Pepe on the overlap. Couldn't quite pick him out. They are trying to utilise the wings quite a lot, Curacao. But they're not throwing enough men forward when they do. It's all well and good trying to make those passes into creative areas, but you've got to try and carve the defence open once you're there. It's pointless tickling the keyhole if you haven't got the key. Three in the box for Curacao. Can they get it across? They go wide. It's out to the edge. He's going to take a shot, I think. He does. And not a bad effort. Not a bad effort at all. It's Julian Gare who takes the shot from outside the box. Dare say if that clips the defender, wrong side's the keeper and probably trickles in, but first sniff of an opening for Curacao. Yeah, more than likely, John. I'll probably be at the turf. Apparently, we're going to have another friendly at the turf as well. From what I've heard, we're going to have another friendly at the turf, yet to be announced. It should be announced in the next few days, apparently. I'd much prefer them to announce a new manager, but can't argue with what we're getting, which isn't much. So 15 minutes in. Ivory Coast, 1 goal to the good. Ecuador, Germany still 1 apiece as it currently stands. in these final group games. As things stand, Curacao would be going out of the group stages with Ecuador's equaliser. The way results are, Germany top the group, Ivory Coast would be second, Ecuador third, and Curacao in last. Which is probably how a lot of people would have predicted that group before a ball was kicked. But like I say, this is the World Cup. It can throw up some unfortunate, yet absolutely amazing results. To be honest, John, yeah. I mean, to answer that comment, do you think we should be going in for Dennis Serkin if Hartman is going Espanyol? Dennis Serkin on a free at 23 years of age is an absolutely unreal signing. Why don't we take that risk? Especially if we are losing Hartman. It's a win-win. T's in the chat. How you doing, Tyler? He says Ivory Coast are a sleeper team. It's the thing is, they look prone to conceding. It's just I don't think Curacao are strong enough to get themselves on the score sheet. And it's simple for Ivory Coast to get the ball forward. It's just a simple ball over the top, and the defenders can't read it. Very, very late to the party. Oh, there's some real confusion there. Ivory Coast chance goes begging. Lack of communication between Frank Kessie and Angie Johan Bonny up top for the Ivory Coast. Didn't help the bearings. Meslier's dodgy. Meslier screams Murich. You get a good few games. Then after that, really, really poor. I don't know. Is he worth a risk on a free? Oh, that were refreshing. Ball played at the back. Yeah, but John, it's not just him that kept them in the Prem for 3 years, is it? It's a full team. And Tyler says the Burnley schedule was in my favour and played Derby at the Turf when I'm in town for the weekend. Close to the time, I'm going to need some recommendations of local pubs and spots to hit up. Listen, you let me know when you're here, and I'll happily meet up with you for a beer. We'll take in a few sites. I've got no problems in that. Obviously, George, who pops in, he's travelled over from Rhode Island before. We met up. We've had some food at Nando's together. So, yeah, I'd be more than be willing to be accommodating. Ball played out wide. Can Ivory Coast get this in? Again, defended well by Curacao. He's still got to his feet. I think the referee's pulled it back for the free kick. I think it was a foul on Brunette. And taken quickly by Curacao. It was deep in their own half. Not long before we have the first advertisement break. Hydration break. My arse. Now the Ivory Coast have it towards the centre circle. Patient build up by Ivory Coast. Looking for one of their key danger men to just run off the shoulder of the Curacao defence. It's another ball over the top. Cuts inside. Is he going to have a pop himself? Gets towards the edge. The keeper's going to have to stop play. To be fair, the player did get a whack to the face there. It's Amad Diallo who tried to cut in and get his shot off. But John George is alright. I'd like to say good laugh as well. Yeah, it's Ahmad who's took the shot and he's bounced it straight off the mush of Shirian Gare. We have got our first hydration break. That's all it is, John. That's all it is. Hydration break my arse. It's for advertisement. Make more money while the World Cup's on. I'm all out. My hydration breaks ice cubes. I was just showing the referee's view of the Ivory Coast goal. To be fair, Nicolas Pepe does a lot better than you think with the finish because he has to act instinctively to pop it in. But a man of his calibre, do you know what? I don't think I have, John. I mean, I've actually bought something drunk before. Just bought something at random when I was drunk, but I've not. I've never really seen an advert and gone, yeah, I fancy that. Dick Advocate giving his Curacao side some words of encouragement. All the fans seem to be in party spirit. There's singing, there's dancing, there's people munching. Everyone's back on the pitch now. Exactly, Tal. Commercial break. That's all it is. I don't know, John. When you say, do they reckon they have better hot dogs? I mean, a lot of things in America is pumped full of shite. Worse of shite than here in the UK. But who knows? Who knows? No, I won't call them good, Tyler, to be fair. Would not call them good at all. Yeah, they need to do more. They need more options on the turf. A lot more options. It's going to be a corner for the Ivory Coast. 28 minutes on the clock. Taken short, whipped in, defended really, really well. It's going to be a throw in. Oh, that'd be something, John, wouldn't it? That would be something. Tahith Chong. Like I say, they've got some decent players, Curacao. They just need to utilise the right player when going forward. Janino Bakuna looks to try and get a ball across. It's defended by Ivory Coast. It's going to be a Curacao corner. So it's going to be Bakuna to whip this one in. Leandro Bakuna. I think it's going to go towards the back stick, or maybe he's going to put it towards the front post. There's going to be a late dart from the back stick by the Curacao players. However, ball whipped in. It's pretty much to the front post. A bit of a wayward one. Comes back. Going to be a throw in. Taken quickly by Bakuna. He's being watched by Amad Diallo. It's gone out for another throw in. It's Junior Bakuna this time. Referee's just saying something. I think they're going to change the throw-in taker. And Floranus is going for a long ball. Throw into the box. Header up. Keeper comes out. It's going to be a foul on the keeper. Fafana stays down. As does Comenencia. to be fair, sort of just backs into the keeper and gets a knee in the back for his troubles, but Fofana is the one trying to come out and claim the ball. Now, the advocate's trying to tell his Curacao side, this is how you should be playing it. Play the one-touch stuff. Make the move. Says Joella do it for the Ivory Coast. One of two brothers. His other brother is playing for Germany, I think, isn't he? I think let's have a look. Oh, no, it'd be France. Yeah, Desiree Doué plays for France. Then you've got the Bakuna brothers at Curacao. The Ekdal brothers at Sweden. Although I think the elder brother has retired now, to be fair, so can't really count that. Now the Ivory Coast tried to come forward. I don't think a soup machine would work well at Turf Moor. Personally. Again, bad decision made by Ivory Coast. A chance goes begging. But a chance to resurrect the move as they win the ball back in midfield. Then lose it again. It's some really wayward passing. Really questionable. Nicholas Pepe stood right on top of the foot of Tathith Chong. I'm not sure if the referee has actually give Pepe a yellow card there on consideration. I think he might have done. Pepe saying he needs something wrapped round his boot because his boot's hanging off. Yeah, I think it won't be that bad, Johnny Bob Lord. It would stop the those in the Bob Lord bringing a flask every time they need to, but then yet again, I think they'd still probably bring one just to save money because they charge about 16 quid for a tub of soup. Amad Diallo with a bit of a turn. Florinus applies pressure. Takes Amad down. going to be a free kick to Ivory Coast. 36 minutes and a half played. Ecuador won, Germany won in the other game. Probably worst match I've watched so far. Oof. Probably England Ghana the other night. To be fair, Tyler. It was a game that was hyped up with all the expectation of England wrapping up qualification and just didn't. Like I say, it was a bit of a shit show performance, but I'd definitely put that England-Ghana game up there. The Sweden-Tunisia one, I would have said, but then towards the back end of the game, it just drastically changed. Like I say, Sweden won 4-1. But it didn't have the feel of a 4-1 game. Like I said, this could go very different. I just feel like there's no team cohesion in this Curacao side. And they've wasted an opportunity again. Tahith Chong's already... You can see how frustrated he's getting. That they're looking to... He made the pass, he made the move... and was never given the ball back. Yeah, there's been a couple of 0-0s. I think you've got to look at Spain 0, Cape Verde 0. That were a good game, that. Fair play to Cape Verde. Yeah. Belgium, Iran. Great shout. Chong picks out a pass. Needs some support. Jürgen Lacardia finds Chong, who hits one from range. And I think it's just going away from his left peg as he hits it. Get a better look at it on the replay in just a second. And it just bounces. I think if that sits nicely, he can wrap his foot round that. Still not too far away. And a good chance goes begging for Dick Advocaat's side. Oh, Jürgen Lacardia gets the... Why's your attacker doing that? That's poor. He wins the ball from a throw-in. The throw-in's taken quickly. He wins it and then tries to play it into a space, that's empty. Like, what is he doing? I wonder where he is now, actually. I wonder where he's at. He plays for Miami in the USL Championship. So he's not even in the MLS. He's in the league below. And I was wrong. He didn't play. He didn't play for Huddersfield. He played for Brighton. I knew it was someone in blue and white. Yeah, he played for Brighton. 35 appearances, 3 goals. To be fair, his ratio isn't that great. I thought Miami, he's had 10 appearances, 4 goals. He had played in the under 17s, 18s, 19s, 20s and under 21s for Netherlands. But clearly we never made it good enough for them, so turned his attention to his dual nationality of Curacao. 15 appearances, 1 goal. Tells you a lot. .42 on the clock. Ivory Coast corner to the front post. Well defended. Curacao can get it away. It's Chong. Tries to beat Pepe for pace and does. Now he needs to look for that all-important pass. And again, see, it's just... It's so frustrating. If Curacao actually knew where each player were, like the passing, the standard of passing is shocking. Kate's in the chat. Evening. It's going to be a free kick. Chong taken down by Frank Kessie. The referee very understanding of Kessie's trying to plead his innocence. To be fair, he does get the ball. He does get the ball. I suppose from a referee's point of view, he has to see it as he has to go through the player to get it. The chance goes begging for Curacao. That's what we need to see a little bit more of by the team in blue. Take more risks. We're not far off the first 45 curtailing. Ball at the back with Ivory Coast. Arcadia trying to put pressure on the back. 4. Like I say, in regards to the stats, it's quite even. Both have had 4 attempts and both had 1 on target. As I said, the difference here is that Curacao are trying to play football and Ivory Coast are trying to basically play a ball over the top and hope for the best. Sometimes it's paying off for them, depending on how high the Curacao line is. We're going to see the board go up 4 at a time. In just a moment. There'll be 4 additional minutes added on at the end of this first half. There's a throw in deep in the Curacao half. Douay with the throw in. Whips it in. I think it's going to be a goal kick. Yeah, Frank Kessie couldn't get there. It's going to be Eloy Room, who punts this ball upfield. Now Bakuna has it. It's going to be another free kick. It's a foul by Ibrahim Sangare. Brings down his man. A little bit stagnant on his back foot. Cheap free kick to give away. Ball played deep towards the back stick. No one really ready to attack it, so the Ivory Coast try to clear and do. So do Curacao. Oh, they need their awareness. Their awareness is poor. Chong, is he going to try and take on his man? Does. Chance for Chong to try and get one into the box. It's deep towards the back stick. Touchdown. It's going to be a corner. Well played by Curacao. I've had nearly 3 of the 4. Juninho Bakuna goes to whip this one in. It's going to be another set piece. It's Bonnie who heads it out for another corner. So hopefully another in-swinger from the number 7, who goes along the ground this time. And it's cleared out for a throw-in, but not many other players for Curacao reading the moves. That's what seems to be getting me here. See if there was more of an understanding for these players, I'd probably say Curacao have a good chance of winning this, but their lack of awareness to pick out their own teammate has just been of quite a poor standard. Pepe is down holding his face. Not entirely sure what happened there. Let's just see it again. Him and Bakuna jump for the ball. And is Juninho Bakuna, has he sort of slapped Pepe there? I'm not entirely sure. I don't think VAR are looking at it. I think it was just 2 players going for the ball, but it is half time. And it's Curacao 0, Côte d'Ivoire 1. And it's Nicolas Pepe's goal that's making all the difference here. Ivory Coast, like I said, not much in it. 52% possession. Both teams have had 5 attempts. Both 1 on target. 3 corners for Curacao, 2 for Ivory Coast. And there's 1 yellow card for the Côte d'Ivoire. Their expected goals, the XG, if you're an XG sort of person, 0.52 for Ivory Coast. Dick Advocaat's Curacao, 0.13. Yeah, exactly. Just goes to show that there's not much of it really expected in the way of the home side. We will be back though. We will be back with the second half very, very soon. But I'm going to go for a wee. And I'll see you very shortly. Stay with us. So the players are coming back out for the second half. Needless to say, I went and got a drink. My ice cubes have melted, so they'll get scranned. But a big 45 needed. Massive 45 needed by Curacao if they are to get back into this. Rene's in and says, how are you doing? Long time no see. Who do you think will win the World Cup? I said Argentina or England. At the moment, I can't see it being England. If I'm being honest with you. Nipper, how you doing? Hope you're well. It's a change for the Ivory Coast. It's Amad Diallo has gone off. She'll be a big miss for them. Hopefully it's not an injury, but Christ Inoa Lau is on in his place. I say was how everything currently is. This would mean that Curacao need to win this. If Curacao win this, then they qualify. But they need to up the ante and find their A game very quickly. Very, very quickly. BTID's in. How are you doing? There's Ivory Coast versus Ecuador and Panama versus Ghana were tough. I say we will keep you updated with what's happening in Ecuador, Germany as well. So 48 minutes on the clock. Ivory Coast, 1 goal to the good. I say quite even stats wise in that first half. Good bit of pressing by Bacuna. Tries to look long for Lacardia, and apparently he's fouled his man. I thought he was just more stronger in the challenge there. Ivory Coast move cut out by Curacao. Now the ball fizzed across. Now they've lost out. Curacao now have to try and regain shape. Ivory Coast looking to give themselves another chance. Ball comes across. I think it's going to go for a Curacao throw deep in their own half. I say we might not even see Sharande Sambo make a minute for Curacao. Because why would you change a defender unless it's an injury or a sending off? Can't see why you'd make the change. But again, the decision making is shocking. It's absolutely shocking by Curacao. I don't understand it. They get the ball in the centre of the park. All he has to do is look up, pick out a pass. And instead, he does a full 360 turn like he's driving a double-decker bus because it takes him that long. And by that point, the chance to get it out to the winger's gone. But he still tries it anyway and ends up putting so much on it that it goes out for a throw-in. It's like, what are you even trying to attempt? Definitely is a strange one. Ivory Coast come forward, cuts inside. It goes for the shot, and it's I think it's took a deflection. Frank Kessie's effort. We'll have a look. I'm wondering actually, does it come off Yan Diamande? Well, the corner's been given. It has been checked. The corner is taken, whipped in. It's gone out wide. It's going to be an Ivory Coast throw-in. Frank Kessie's going to take quickly. Now Diamande is there, looks for Kessie, instead decides to cut in. Ivory Coast have seemed to find a second gear. It's Curacao who now quite heavily on the back foot. However, they win it back in the defensive third, looking for players on the overlap, but also being quite pragmatic in their approach. They're going to have to try and come down to this near side. Good first time ball from Obispo at the back, who picks out Tahith Chong. Now shot from the edge. Oh! And it was Sherelle Floranis who had a wild stab at it from outside the box. And the keeper has had to make a full stretch save. To be fair, it's just rising over the crossbar. I didn't end up watching it. I ended up falling asleep nipping quite early. So I only saw the score this morning. I won't lie, I did snigger a little bit. I was a little bit like... Hey, Curacao with a chance. Play it along. Oh, heavy touch. Why he didn't just play it? Ivory Coast have it out wide. Looks for the pass. It's in the box, so he's played across. Curacao clear. Here in Philadelphia, it's still Curacao 0, Ivory Coast 1. The fact that Ecuador are still holding Germany at the moment, like I say, is outstanding by them. What can Curacao do here? Chance for them to get forward. Knowing them, they'll work it back. Typical, they do. They had a chance to get forward. There were men running like no tomorrow on the overlap. I just don't get it. Trying to look for that ball over the top. Cut out at the back by Ivory Coast. Who are enjoying a nice spell of possession. Dewey goes wide, picks out Yan Diamande. Is there going to be a chance for Ivory Coast to get this ball into the mix? They've had to work the ball back. Good pressing by Curacao. From what I heard is, apparently, there's going to be a change actually. We'll just break to that. There's going to be a change for Curacao. Comenencia is off. He'll be replaced by Antonis. Or Antonise. But apparently Germany had a penalty decision overturned seconds after the restart in that game. I'm trying to keep up with both games as they are happening so I can bring you some more news. Ball over the top for Curacao. Keeper comes out at the same time. And it was Antonise who just couldn't quite get there. See, it's been very open. Very, very open. It's just a lack of urgency. It's like it's almost like watching walking football. It's quite laughable. Literally turn like buses. Ball played through. Ivory Coast chance. It's Nicolas Pepe again. It's 2-0 to the Ivory Coast. He does well there. Great first pass through. I think that could be the goal that kills off Curaçao's dreams of qualification. They just haven't been good enough. It started with a throw-in. Nicolas Pepe is free as a bird. He just cuts inside, gets the pass. It was Ibrahim Sangare who picks him out. He opens his foot, curls it round Eloy Room. I suppose he had the room to do it, some would say, but outstanding finish. Ivory Coast now 2-0 to the good. Like I say, it all comes from that through ball by Ibrahim Sangare. Nicolas Pepe at the double to break the hearts of Curacao. Like I said, this could be a totally different game if Curacao just knew, without being disrespectful, knew how to play football. Nicolas Pepe, just the second Ivory Coast player to score more than once in a World Cup fixture. It was Aruna Dindan for Serbia in 2006. The last one to bag. There's going to be a triple substitution for the Ivory Coast as well. To be fair, Nippon, the one thing I will say is that Germany usually start off really, really bad and get better. However, they started off with an absolute blinder of a game and they've just gradually got worse. So ball is back in play. The three changes for Ivory Coast: Yan Diamande, Angie Johan Bonnet and Nicolas Pepe made way for Torre, Diakite and Elias Wahi. Like I say, Ivory Coast are no duck eggs. They're one of the stronger African teams in the tournament. And of course, we're at another hydration break. Of course we are. become common now with these hydration breaks, hasn't it, for casual booing. Like I said, I really do feel for Curacao, because they have offered a lot better than what they've shown. If they just knew what passes to make, how to exploit those weaknesses in the Ivory Coast backline. They've got players in those areas. That's the problem we've got here. They have got those players in the right areas. They just can't seem to pick each other out. They don't even try. But 2-0 up, it looks like the Ivory Coast may have second place all but wrapped up. Germany would sit top with 7 points. Obviously, that could get better if they grab a winner against Ecuador. But then Ivory Coast would sit in second in 6 points. Ecuador on 2 as things stand. And Curacao out of the tournament with only a point to their name. As I say, still time for this all to change. But big changes need to be made. And Curacao need confidence in their own ability, and I'd say they need to start looking up and looking forward. Curacao now try to come forward. Ball played through. Needs options in the middle. Oh, again, he's gone for it early. Taith Chong weren't going to get there. Cleared by the Ivory Coast. I think the offside flag has gone up now as well against him. Yeah, he's offside. Well spotted by the linesman on this near side. And you're right, Kate, it is boiling. It's red hot. Apparently, Ecuador have just missed an absolute sitter. Curacao come forward. Taith Chong with a shot. It's straight into the hands of Yahai Fofana. Did well to wrap his foot round it, but the keeper comfortable enough with the save. Now Ivory Coast look to exploit down the far right hand side. Come back more central. Again, having to work the opportunity. The referee in perfect view of that. Books Giannini or Bacuna. Was it Bacuna actually, or is it? Yeah, it was. Giannini or Bacuna who fouled his man. And he'll miss the next game with that booking. Apparently. From what I'm hearing, Ecuador are asking all the questions against Germany. It's going to be another change for Curacao. 2. Shuri and Gare coming off. I'm not sure who else has come off, but Noslin is on. As is Castina. Or Castania. So Fonville and Gary off. Castania and Noslin on. There's been drama in New Jersey as well. Ecuador, I said they were knocking on the door of the Germans. And they have took the lead. They have took the lead against Germany. It's Ecuador 2, Germany 1. And it's Plata with the goal. There's a sub change for Ivory Coast as well. Frank Kessie is off. Jean-Michel Seri is on in his place. But there's going to be a free kick for Curacao deep in the Ivory Coast half. But that goal for Ecuador spells not good news for Scotland, shall we say, in their hopes of qualification. Ball whipped in, header up again and over the bar. I'm hoping it will show us the German goal. Well, not the German goal, the Ecuadorian goal, sorry. It's just showing us now. It was a corner routine. Taken, headed up. And wow. Wow, Plata just nips in front of Manuel Neuer. Gets a foot on it. And manages to steer it into the back of the net. Fair play to Ecuador there. Germany didn't react good enough. So that really does throw a spanner in the works for Scotland. Curacao try to steal forward on the counter. Tahith Chong is there. Germany would still top the group on goal difference as it stands. But they would be level on points with Ivory Coast. Unless Ivory Coast can absolutely, well, basically put another 4 past Curacao. Can't see it though. It says, as it stands, Germany are already group winners, but the perfect record will fall tonight as things stand. Well, how could they be group winners? Because if they do concede a few more against Ecuador and Ivory Coast score more, then they'd top the group. With Ecuador potentially getting 3 points today, but put them top of the 3rd place table and Scotland in 8th. So Scotland would be hanging in the balance. Ball whipped over. Couldn't quite get it. Curacao clear. Ball whipped in. Nobody there in the middle. And now Ivory Coast can potentially get it into a dangerous position. Yandi Amande, one of the players who came off for the Ivory Coast, has made history tonight. Obviously wanted by Liverpool in this window. He's become the only player this century to create 10 chances and complete 10 plus dribbles across his first 3 FIFA World Cup appearances. 10 each. It's going to be a free kick for Ivory Coast. 83 on the clock. So here we have Ecuador beating the Germans as things stand. I'll tell you what it is, Tyler. Apparently we're meant to have thunderstorms at midnight. It's currently 22 degrees. Apparently it's currently 22 degrees still. However, it's meant to go up to 32 degrees tomorrow. So not looking forward to that. Tyler, we're not even used to 22 here. We're not even used to 22. I want to come to Texas. Texas is a place I've really wanted to go to. I want to try some real Texas authentic barbecue. Like, I've heard nothing but absolutely great things. So, yeah, I would absolutely love to get to Texas at some point. That'd be class. Castanier has been booked for Curacao as well. Apparently, he'll miss the next game. Not sure how bookings work if after the World Cup tournament, whether they still apply for international friendlies and things, just because obviously this will spell curtains for Curaçao's chances in this tournament. We're at 85 and a half minutes on the clock. So not long for this one to finish. Apparently Germany are knocking on the door looking for a late equaliser. Oh! Oh, Curacao nearly scored an OG. Armando Obispo, ball comes across. And Obispo just does enough to get it out of play, but it looks like it was going to pop the ball into his own net. Like I say, if Germany equalise, it would help Scotland out. Ivory Coast trying to come forward again. Ball whipped over. It's now pulled back. Another chance. Oh, they're claiming for a penalty. I think the referee said no. Surely they'll get looked at. Big call by the referee. You've got to give it to Messi, haven't you? I mean, Messi, he's an absolute... He's just a GOAT. Like, there's no argument for me. It's Lionel Messi over Ronaldo, hands down. So the game hasn't been stopped for anything in regards to VAR. Curacao had the chance to break away. Referees sort of stood there in the middle of it. Should have done better. I mean, what's your thoughts on it, Tyler? Are you Messi or Ronaldo? Chance for three. Oh, great save by the keeper. Eloy Roux makes himself big. Scotland really do need a late equaliser from Germany. Yeah, it's definitely not a penalty. Looking back at that challenge. If anything, Wahi kicks it into the ground. I'm hearing this 7 minutes of added time added on between Ecuador and Germany. We'll soon find out how much is added on here. Curacao corner. Whipped into the mix. Now still at the back stick with Chong. Chance ball whipped in. And again the Ivory Coast clear. We've hit the 90. Just waiting for a lot of time to be added. The Cardio's gone off, as has Brennett. And Sharande Sambo has come on. We have a claret in the mix, people. 6 minutes added on here as well. Ball played out wide. Whipped in. Oh! Oh, how's your luck, Curacao? Ball whipped in. Hits the player in the chest. Straight back to his feet. He knows that Curacao knocking on the door. Oh, you shouldn't be trying. Are you trying fancy flicks there, you muppet? Oh, he's tried to turn and shoot. It's Castania. And he's back to his feet. We've played 2 of the allotted 6. A big ask for Curacao to turn this around now. Something unbelievable would have to happen. However, they come forward again. Shot on the edge is offside. I think it took a deflection, so I think because it took a deflection, it technically means he's not offside. Because it hit the defender. Curacao asking some late questions. Oh, great defending by Sharande Sambo. Does well to block Heliwahi's shot. There's 2 minutes left in this. 3 minutes left between Ecuador and Germany. Can Ecuador defend their lead against the Germans? Now Curacao tries to get forward. Intercepted. Ivory Coast can just toy with them now. Kill a bit of time. Ball played wide. Oh, get me to bed. Ivory Coast living dangerously. Curacao pushed forward. It would be nothing but a consolation if they can get something. It's more than likely that the Ivory Coast side end up with a third if I had to predict a goal. That said, Curacao, they've got 40 seconds to try and change their fortunes. It's a long ball pumped into the box, which the keeper takes for Fana, and he sits on top of the ball. Of course he does. Trying to kill a bit of time. Seconds from the final whistle. And that is that. Curacao 0, Ivory Coast 2. And Ivory Coast will go up in second. They'll qualify. Germany top the group. Ecuador have beaten Germany. Ecuador have beaten the Germans. Wow. Absolute scenes in New Jersey, so I'm told. But here it's Dick Advocaat's Curacao, who do bow out of the tournament. Burnley Sharande Sambo won't be able to ply his trade in the World Cup any longer. But hey, I just want to say a massive thank you to you lot. Massive thanks to Tyler, to John, to Kate, to Nippon, to Rennie. Like I say, everyone who's popped in. BTID earlier as well. Thank you very much. Keep supporting us. Keep coming back. We're going to have lots and lots of Burnley content coming your way as well in the next couple of weeks. Lots to come. I'm going to be putting out my championship predictions. Hopefully we're going to have a new manager. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you some watch-alongs of the friendlies if we can. Who knows? We will see. But there's going to be lots and lots of Burnley content up and coming as well if you are a massive, massive Burnley supporter. Until then, like I say, it's finished here. Curacao 0, Ivory Coast 2. And thank you for watching. Take care. Up the Clarets.